Splatoon! You guys know how excited I have been for this game, and it's finally out. Look, I got poster, I got amiibos, and I got the game. I have everything, and there is no way I'm waiting to play this masterpiece any longer. So let's hop right into this review because I'm gonna go crazy. Oh yeah, even when starting up the game, I am already getting pumped. Just look at this cute little splash screen of a squid kid's bedroom while you wait for the game to load. And after it's done loading, we quickly find ourselves in Inkopolis, the main hub of everything that is squiddy. There's tons to do in this area of the world, so let's slowly go over everything. The first thing you will most likely notice when entering the area is the large Eiffel Tower looking thing in the back. This is the multiplayer lobby, and entering there will lead you to matchmaking. Now, going clockwise around the map, next up is Jed the cat. This lazy feline not only judges all of the matches, but will also give you some tips and extra cash depending on your score throughout the day. Next to Jed is Captain Cuttlefish, who will lead you through the game's story mode and have you fighting the evil Octarians in Octo Valley to return the Zapfish back to the Inkling world. And over a bit more, we have a dark, creepy alley with Spike chilling here by himself. He will allow you to specially order items that other Inklings are wearing if you like what you see. And he can also upgrade your clothes to hold more abilities or reroll abilities you hate. On the story above Spike, you can find the local 1v1 multiplayer arena, and in the back of the plaza you can use your amiibos and play any of the squid minigames you have unlocked so far. The most important part of this plaza though are the shops where you will buy your gear and weapons to use in the multiplayer matches. Each shop has its own owner with their own personalities. My favorite of these being Annie and Mo, the owner of Cool Heads, who sells you headgear. But it really isn't her that I love, it's Mo the goldfish in her hair that constantly makes fun of you, even when you get to a higher level. But let's actually move into the gameplay of the game, starting off with the story. To enter the story area, you have to turn into squid form over this grate, and you will enter into Octo Valley, the main hub for all of the campaign fun. Scattered around this world are kettles that you need to reveal by shooting them with ink. Once revealed, you can turn into squid form on top of it and you'll be teleported to different levels, kind of like Mario 64's paintings. The single player is a perfect area for beginners since it does an amazing job at teaching you the ins and outs of the game. Each of these levels are usually based around a specific object or task you must interact with to reach the end to receive a Zapfish and finish the level. And while traveling through the levels, you can find power eggs that you can use to upgrade your weapons and ink tank, which will be very useful as you get through the later levels that can actually get pretty challenging. Once getting through a few levels, you will unlock a larger kettle, which leads you to a boss battle, each of them having great mechanics and are all fun fights, my favorite of the bunch being the final boss. Overall, the single player experience is fun, but if you're looking at getting this game just for the single player experience, you will be highly disappointed for the price because it is far from a fleshed out experience and is really short, kind of repetitive, and not too story driven. It's kind of just there to help introduce you to the game and add some other things alongside the multiplayer. But let's move on to the main feature of the game, the multiplayer. When first starting the game, you are level 1. Obviously, and you can only use the Splattershot Jr. to start off with, but this is a great gun to really get used to the mechanics of the game. A wide bullet spread to show map coverage, but a short range and fast fire rate to get you into battles and get you also used to the mechanics of combat. It's a great starting weapon, but not one I would personally stay with for long. The multiplayer currently has 3 options you can choose from, which are regular battle, join friends regular battle, and ranked battles. Regular battles use the game type Turf War, where 2 teams of 4 face off against each other to cover as much of the map as possible with their color of ink. And once the timer runs out, Judd judges the match and shows what % each team covered, and whoever covered the most is declared the winner. This game type I find to be really nice and pretty casual that anyone can really enjoy it, since you don't have to be good at shooting people, since you can always just help your team by just covering the map in ink. And since I have really bad internet, Splatoon is super laggy for me, causing paint to not show up and my shots to not register or people to kill me 5 seconds or more after I've already killed them. But because of how Turf War works, I can just focus on covering the map in ink and giving my teammates spawn points to use and be more of a support player without having to deal with the lag and enemies. The variety this game type gives is amazing, allowing anyone to really hop in and enjoy the game because they will most likely find something they are good with. Each map is very well crafted and are all symmetrical from what I can tell so far, giving no team a distinct advantage depending on where they spawn. And on most maps, there are plenty of routes out of spawn, so spawn camping is very hard to pull off unless you have a very good, well-coordinated team. Mid-design of each map is also well thought out, giving different entrances to flank from or watch over with different height differences and obstacles to hide around. The maps are obviously well thought out and each of them is always enjoyable to play on, and currently, I can't think of one map I hate yet. Join Friends Regular Battle just puts you in a match with a friend of your choice that is currently playing Splatoon in the regular battle mode, so nothing special there. But Ranked Battle is where things get a bit more different. In this section, you are given a rank starting with rank C- and growing with each match you win, or decreasing with each match you lose. The game type currently used with Rank Battle is Splat Zones, which is not the greatest game type for me, seeing as it really depends on kills and controlling the middle of the map, and because of my lag, I can't do that too well. But from what I have played, the zones are located in good places and are never too crazy to take back with good teamwork. Each of these game types work well with different types of guns, and as you level up you will be able to buy new equipment and weapons, all with their unique sets of sub and special weapons and stats. Some of these special weapons are really cool, including unlimited bombs, an ink strike, and my favorite, the Kraken. Shooting ink feels great and it's always fun watching it cover the whole map, and the mechanics of swimming through your own ink can be used in plenty of innovative ways, like climbing walls, hiding from your enemies, or using it as a way to flank your opponents or dodge their bullets. It's one of the best things about this game and really gives it a weird competitive feel. Splatoon, if promoted the right way with some added LAN support, could be a very tournament-based game. But till then, we won't really know. Thankfully in August, the game will be getting a huge update that will be adding new guns, maps, game types, and modes, allowing you to actually party up with friends. But there are a few things I hope they add or fix, because really, the game is missing some features I would really enjoy. First off, voice chat is something any shooter really needs. Communication is key and it's something I really want. I don't care how many little kids I have to hear or how many grown men screaming into the mic I have to deal with. Communication is important, and Nintendo needs to learn this. At least make it a toggleable option like Destiny did. Next is the lag. I know my internet isn't the greatest, but there are plenty of people with very good internet who are still having issues. I called Nintendo and they have said they are working on a fix for this, so hopefully we will see it soon, but a huge help for this would be regional searching. Stop putting me in matches with people from the other side of the globe. That's not going to help anyone's connection when you have to connect with people halfway or completely on the other side of the planet. Nintendo has never been good at online, and I had a feeling Splatoon would have its issues, and thankfully they aren't as bad as I thought they would be, but there are still a few small issues there. And lastly, the way map rotations work is very dumb. There are currently 6 multiplayer maps, with more being added every so often, but that's not the issue. Currently, maps are on a rotation, so for 4 hours straight, you can only play 2 maps on the game mode you choose. And once that 4 hours is up, the maps change to something else. This means that you have to deal with the same 2 maps for 4 hours straight. They can just get really boring after a while. In the future, they will be adding 3 map rotations, but still 3 maps for 4 hours is still kind of boring. It would have just been so much better if they went the standard route of letting people vote for a map or just randomly selecting one of the current 6 maps they have. Other than those few things, Splatoon is a really brilliant, well-done shooter that adds a fresh twist to the genre that we haven't seen in a long time. It also has a blasting soundtrack with some beautiful songs that I can't stop listening to. It also has the nicest graphics I've had the pleasure of looking at in a while, and how Miiverse was implemented was just brilliant. Having Miiverse posts show up as graffiti tags was a great idea. Seeing tons of Squidward posts and Mario Sunshine logos tagged on the walls is just too funny. Another cool idea is implementing little mini games while you wait for the matchmaking search. Squid Jump is a great way to pass the time while waiting for more people to join your game. And there are even more mini games you can unlock with the amiibos. When tapping one of the Splatoon amiibos on the gamepad, you will be given challenges to play which are just the story mode missions but with a different set of items. The Squid Kid has roller challenges, the Squid Girl has charger challenges, and my favorite, the Squid gives Kraken and limited ink challenges. All of these add an interesting twist to the story missions, and once you've beaten enough of them, you will unlock new gear, weapons, and a minigame to play. They were fun while they lasted, and truthfully, they're some of the best looking amiibos I've seen so far. The last thing I haven't touched upon is the Battle Dojo. This is basically your local multiplayer, though it only works as a one-on-one game type where you have to fight to pop the most balloons. One player uses the gamepad while the others use the controller of their choosing and looks at the TV. You can choose your own weapon and map too, and battle it out with your friends. And interestingly enough, there's a weird controller setup that allows for gyro controls on a Pro controller. For this, you just have to connect a Pro controller to a Wiimote by strapping them together with tape or string or whatever you choose, and then press down, B, ZL, and ZR once this is done. The game will recognize that you're using the Wiimote with your Pro controller, and you can use gyro controls with the Pro controller. I just wish you could do this with single player and you weren't forced to use the gamepad. Splatoon brings a fresh new look to the FPS genre that we haven't seen in a long time. And I think if you have an open mind and aren't some kind of Call of Duty only guy, you will really enjoy this game. Especially with new content coming all the time with maps and Splatfest and a huge free update in August. We have tons to look forward to keep us coming back to this game. But, if you excuse me, I have to go pwn some noobs in Splatoon. Till then, I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys in the next video.